Writing Helper takes the stress out of writing by making the process content-focused, approachable, and intuitive. So what do we mean by focused? It is helpful to consider the writing process as a linear flow, as you can see in this image here. From getting your writing brief through to submitting your work, you begin by getting your brief, which may be an essay or a dissertation. You may have a thesis to write, or you may be planning a presentation. It could be a personal statement, but there is a task, a writing task to do, which may or may not include some supporting information like a mark scheme or a rubric or recommended reading, as well as other things like a deadline and what format the work is expected to be in. Following that, you then go ahead and you answer that brief. You do some research, you do some structuring and organising, you think about referencing, and there's quite a lot of work to do there. The next step is finesse, which is formatting and presentation and a word processing. And finally, when you're happy, you can submit your work. So where does Writing Helper come into all of this? If the writing is broken down into two broad areas, which are answering the brief, research, structure, organising, referencing, and then you're finessing, tools like Word are designed and intended to be used for the latter, the finessing, the formatting and the presentation, the aesthetic things. Writing Helper sits there around the first half of the writing process, related to answering the brief and putting your content together. This is the content generation part of the work. So when we say Writing Helper is content focused, that's what we mean. It allows you to put your content together without the distraction and the overwhelm of the word processor. In WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get. You see a red squiggly line and you need to go and fix it. You think about referencing and the appearance of the document, which are very important, but they're also very distracting. When you're focused on answering the brief, you need to focus on the content first. As well as being content focused, Writing Helper is approachable. These 7 steps from details to publish are a mostly linear flow that allows you to gather your evidence, structure your arguments, and essentially put your content together without ever having to worry about all of the finessing or the aesthetic or formatting aspects of creating your piece of work. You walk through this process step by step, only focusing on the things that you need to focus on when you need to focus on them. And finally, intuitive. The best way to explain how Writing Helper is intuitive is simply to have a go. The rest of the videos in this user guide hopefully help show you how intuitive Writing Helper is. It's a very accessible product and the user experience has been thought out in a great deal of depth to make sure that it gives you the best experience possible when you're putting your writing together.